Hello viewers, we are once again on the topic of law and you, and today we are very happy that Dr. Rao has once again agreed to come here to the studios and tell us about a very current problem that we are facing not only in Goa but in the world at large, and we are going to talk about the law regards protection of children from sexual offences. In the legal terms or in legal parlance, it is known as POCSO, and POCSO stands for the law regards protection of children from sexual offences. So Dr. Rao, thank you so very much for coming the second time to our studio and telling us something about this particular aspect of life which is getting very, very common and rather unfortunately so. Okay, so tell us, what is this law of protection under sexual offences? Give us a little.
In the year 2012, November 14, that is the Children's Day, November 14, this act came into force. Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act. The main object of this act is protect the children from sexual harassment, sexual assault, pornography activities. And one more most important intention is to safeguard the interest of the child in every stage of judicial process. That is, a special mechanism they have created for the purpose of recording the evidence, and we can say that speedy trial of the cases of the children. This is the main object this act came into force.
And it came because it has become a bit rampant nowadays.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
So we say children or child. Who is a child under the law?
Yes. Here in this act, the child not restricted to only female, male or female below the age of 18 years.
18 years is the,
yes.
Okay. And under the law, under this particular act, what we call POCSO, what would constitute an offence?
Yes. I told you, sexual assault, that is a penetration of sexual assault, that is a sexual relation, and sexual harassment, pornography activities.
So let us take this one by one. You're talking about the sexual act.
Yes, sir.
Then you're talking about harassment.
Yes, sir.
And then you're talking about what is known as pornography. Now, can you please elaborate? Pornography has got many dimensions.
Yes, sir.
What exactly does pornography and child, what is the aspect of it?
Means they are showing obscene activities to them.
To them?
To them.
Okay.
And sometimes they are making, some of the people are using them as an object for the pornography also.
So both the things are.
Exactly.
All right, okay. So what we must understand is this, that a child who is asked to see something,
yes,
or do something,
yes,
in pornography,
yes, sir,
is at fault. The
yes,
person is at fault. Okay,
exactly.
Right, okay. Now, there is a law. So what is the punishment?
Yes, sir. All the three different acts actually are the activities. Child sexual assault, like almost like a rape.
Yeah.
Is one kind. There, because aggravated sexual assault also there.
That's right, yeah.
Penetrative act. In that, 7 years, not less than 7 years, which may extend it to 10 years, they can give punishment.
Okay.
If it is aggravated form,
all right, okay.
Right. Aggravated form means, actually we can say, the persons who are having an authority, like a police people, under whose custody the people are there, or even as teachers, or doctors, or nurses, anybody under whose custody these people are there, they are abusing the children, we are saying them as a aggravated also.
All right.
In that case, not less than 10 years, rigorous imprisonment, not a simple imprisonment, which may extend to life imprisonment.
So let us say a doctor who is examining a child, decides to do something which is not right,
Yes.
that would constitute aggravated sexual offense.
Exactly. Aggravated penetrative sexual offense.
All right, okay. So a teacher, a doctor, a policeman, anybody.
Even in a hotel or any who is a manager, where I am working, for example, the child is working, the manager of that, under whose control, under whose authority they are there.
Right.
These people are coming under that.
But doctor, we have cases where situations happen in the home.
Yes.
It is not the parents,
Yes.
but it is the in-laws or cousin or somebody or somebody.
Yes.
Would that also constitute aggravated?
Yes, sir. If they are under their control, if they are under their custody, mostly we are using that. And here, not only that person, the nature of the offense also coming under
Right, okay.
aggravated.
Now, doctor, sometimes a girl child can get pregnant.
Yes.
So what happens in this case?
With regarding to punishment is concerned, the fellow who has reason or cause for that pregnancy, rigorous imprisonment of 10 years, which may extend to life imprisonment. That is relating to punishment of the perpetrator.
Okay.
Then the another question is, what about the whether the child can be aborted?
That's right, yes.
That is the question. What actually your intention? There is one act called as medical termination of pregnancy.
Right.
We are calling MTP.
Yeah.
According to that act, there is a provision. That is, if the length of the pregnancy period does not exceed 12 weeks,
Okay.
then a registered medical practitioner, a medical practitioner
Right, okay.
who decides that this child can be aborted because of to save the life of the child, or there may be a physical or mental health injury. Mental health injury cause. What is a mental health injury? One word they use nicely. If any child become a pregnant due to a rape, is called as, presumed as mental health injury. Hence, the medical practitioner can give a certificate that to abort the child. Legal.
Does the child have to behave abnormally at that time to be considered mentally?
Yeah, see sir, it is not necessarily, but actually presumption is that because she was raped.
Right, okay, okay. And has there been a kind of a study on these cases? And is there a kind of a pattern evolving about people involving in getting children into this?
In practice, in reality, most of the people who well known about the children only, they are involving this time. Means the child known persons only. Maybe a friends or family friends or relatives. Most of there are occasions outsiders also involving, but majority of the cases, these what exactly earlier you have asked me whether relatives also can do.
That's right, yeah.
This is what is actually happening, sir.
Okay. Now, doctor, there is what is known as physical contact and there is non-physical contact.
Yes.
Can you tell us the difference when it involves
offense is concerned?
Yeah.
As I earlier said that, penetrative sexual assault, number one. Number two, sexual assault.
Right.
These two, they are touching the body.
Yeah.
They are having a relation, either sexual relation, the first one. Second one is they are touching the body, different parts of the child.
Correct.
That is known as physical. Another one, what you have told, non-physical. That is sexual harassment.
That's right.
They are showing some things, right? That is obscene activities, and they are blackmailing, right? And this is what they are showing. Creating a non-physical means they have not touched the person, but still they are creating a sexual harassment to them. This sexual harassment is itself a non-physical offense is concerned.
And what would be the punishment for that?
Yes, sir. 3 to 5 years is there, and it depends on gravity. Even more also depends on the nature of the offense, but minimum not less than 3 and up to 5 years also punishment is there, even without touching the person, but you are harassing the girl.
All right, okay.
Harassing the child, whether it is a male or female.
Doctor, let's just take a situation where either a parent, because of the relationships, etc., or a teacher, because of the situation in the school and the name of the school, or certain situations where the parent is aware, the teacher is aware, but doesn't do anything about it.
According to law, any person who has a knowledge, including the child, can give a complaint.
Okay.
The parent, the police, any person who has a knowledge about a particular child was abused. Sexually, she was abused. They have a right to go to the local police, or in the police station, special juvenile police unit. Under that, there is 1 or 2 police people trained for this type of offences. So, you have to give a complaint. Then, those people immediately, as early as possible, they will take an action. They will, if necessary, they bring the child to the hospital, or there is a home, shelter home is there. They will put them in that when they feel that the child is in need of care and protection, because the parents are unable to protect the child. There are particular situations. He is an orphan. These people who are abused that orphan child. Then these people immediately produce the person. And then the same police people will inform to our children's court. In Goa, we have a children's court. In the children's court, who is having a jurisdiction to entertain these type of cases, or either sessions court, they have to immediately inform. So, every person who has a knowledge about the sexual abuse of a child, they have a responsibility. They have a responsibility, I am repeating this word, they have to inform as early as possible to the concerned police.
Yeah, but this is exactly the point that I am making, doctor. If they have the responsibility and they don't do anything about it.
If it is proved that they have not done knowingly, they will be punishable up to 6 months imprisonment.
Oh.
If it is proved that knowingly they have not informed about a sexual abuse of a child, then they will be punishable under this act, not up to the 6 months imprisonment.
On the same situation, doctor, we know that has happened not only in India, several cases have been noticed that children are put in this what they call special homes.
Yes, sir.
But there they are assaulted also.
This is an unfortunate, I will tell you, everywhere the people has to first feel that we have to take a responsibility of the children. So whether they are doing, or I told you earlier, relatives are doing, or in the schools, or in the police, or in the hospital. So what happened, whoever has done that, definitely they are responsible to be punishable. That they have to keep in mind that they are human beings, they are their own children.
So let us say a genuine case has been filed in the police station and it is a genuine situation. Is there anything in the law that says you have to complete this case within a specified period?
Yes, sir. Recording of the statement of the concerned child is within 30 days.
Right.
Within 30 days, because after that they may not remember. Within 30 days you record the statement of the child, and the case has to be concluded as far as possible within 1 year.
Yeah.
Within 1 year, as far as possible, they have to complete, sir.
Doctor, why does the law allow 30 days? 30 days is a long time.
The reason is, you cannot continuously ask the child to the questions. Sometimes we have to give the breaks because it is a sexual offense. So they may be in trauma. They must not be in a position to give the answers. You cannot do at a stretch 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours like that. You have to give a breaks, and you have to call the parents, everybody. You have to create a child-friendly atmosphere. It cannot be like a court.
Right.
So it will take its own little time. So that's why the law has provided time for the recording of the statement.
Now, there is a thing called online abuse of children.
Sir.
Can you explain to us what is this online abuse?
In a simple way, I can say through internet. Nowadays, almost all children or almost all the people are using these gadgets. You can say computer. Yeah. You can say what you can call
iPad or
iPads.
Mobile or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Mobile phones. Through which our social media is there. Right? Internets are there, charting is there, games is there. So these are the things, what they are actually, unfortunately the children, through known persons or even strangers also, they were sexually abused through this online. They have to be very careful about this.
How would they be sexually abused?
They will contact with them, they will speak to them, they will ask them, they will show the different things, and they will ask them to show something.
Oh, there will be a dialogue.
Excellent.
Okay, right.
And they will interact. Unknowingly, these people will attempt to explain to them. They have to show these people, they will show some parts of the body of the people. So these all the things, unfortunately, later they are blackmailing by showing all these things.
Right. And how does the process of law work in that case?
Sir, this is the basic problem of your cyber law. right? Then they have to give a complaint to that, and they have to find out that who is this fellow. If it is a known person, as early as possible we can catch.
Okay.
If it is unknown person, it has its own process. It has to find out, and it will take time.
Yeah, usually these are people from abroad. Like for example, in India, you get people from Denmark saying something.
Yes. That is the reason. Basically, we have to take care about the children, and what we have to guide them. We have to teach them how to use the mobiles, how to use this one. Otherwise, it is not so easy within our hand. As I said earlier, in an Indian case only we have to take within 1 year.
That's right. Yeah.
And as you asked that.
So, doctor, to put it in another way, let us say I as a parent have given my child an iPad or a mobile phone or whatever, and somehow the child is has locked up her room or his room,
Yes.
and is watching it.
Yes.
She or he believes, the child believes that I do not know anything about it, but I do.
Yes.
And this is happening between the ages of 12 to 18.
Sir.
So does the law have anything to cover this kind of situation?
See, the law says about the persons who committed an offense, we are giving a punishment. We will tell to each and every person, maximum you have to take care about yourself first.
Right.
Even parents also, or the children also, has to aware about what are the consequences of their acts.
Right.
Because as you said, even a parent, parents are there in the house and they are locking the door and sitting inside. So this is all what we can say, that they have to aware, they have to know about that, what are the consequences of their activity.
So you are a professor.
Sir.
Okay. Do you think that parents should go to the teachers, professors, and say to them, please give a lecture on this to our children, so that we can also learn and they can also imbibe what has been taught? Would that be practical?
Of course. Actually, definitely I can tell you, your point, your suggestion is very nice. This type of laws, especially in the present days, present scenario, has to be known to each and every school or each and every college, at least one in a year, once at least the teacher or the concerned faculty has to, one of the in charge has to explain to them. Definitely it will have its own effect.
Right, okay. So all in all, doctor, POCSO, or prevention of child abuse, has created a ripple effect right through India and right through the world. Is the law adequate enough, or is there something more that needs to be done to protect children?
According to my knowledge, in a simple way I can tell you, laws whatever we are passing actually sufficient as long as public cooperation, the department's cooperation is there in a sincere effort.
Right.
It is not the going on passing the laws. Implementation, and public also has to understand what are the consequences of their, and what is their responsibility. As I said, when I came to know that a particular child is abused, it is my responsibility to go and inform to the police.
What would be the right way to handle this kind of things in our schools, in our coaching institutes, etc., etc.? What can be done to avoid such problems?
Sir, very clear. As far as possible, every child has to understand that we have to behave or we have to move with a particular person up to a particular limit. Whoever may be, he is my master, he is my parent or my relative or whoever may be. Every child has to know that this is my right of privacy, I have my own personal liberty, my own right. No one can cross their limits and cross that. So, as long as the child and the people has aware about that, these things can be definitely stopped. Beyond that.
So what you're really saying is our parents should be more cautious and advise their children that if anybody is touching them in an unfamiliar way, that is something wrong there.
Exactly.
And if it's happening in the schools, then it's the teacher's responsibility to make sure that there is no such contact happening. In other words, they should keep their eyes wide open to see, especially during recess times and all that sort of thing, that this thing doesn't happen. Now, my concern is, and has been the concern of many parents, that it is the media meaning iPads and this thing
Yes.
which has all these things are not being banned by the government. They are still, I heard as maybe 6 months back that the government of India has stopped some 5,000 sites, but there are still another 5,000.
Sir, everything cannot be easily banned. There are, I'm telling you especially, there are certain things in a particular mails you open it, there are important material you are getting. Suddenly some advertisement will come. Suddenly something will come which nobody will expect that what is this. So, it is not the only banning. Banning is not possible in every point of the thing because there are several advantages are there. Not I am telling about this type of negative things, but in the positive things, there unfortunately there are areas they are encroaching. It is not so easy because people are also, you know very well, so intelligent. When we pass a law, they first try to see that how to deviate the law.
Yeah, you're quite right there. Absolutely. No, so what I'm really saying is that if the people who are putting it there inside are so intelligent, you mean to say we are not as intelligent as them or better than them?
They are among us.
I know, but what I'm saying is to prohibit such things happening.
Exactly. See what happened, it will take its own time, then we have to set right that, because before that, whatever the damage has to occur, it definitely happens.
All right, okay. Well, parents, you got a big responsibility, and teachers too, that when you are not advising your children about these problems, your daughter or your son can get into serious problems. You have the law, you know the law now, but more than that, it is, I think, your responsibility as teachers and parents to make sure that your children are aware of what is happening in the world today and how they should keep away from such things, because it will ruin not only your life as a parent, but the life of the child. So take cognizance of what Dr. Rao has explained to us today and try to keep your children away, and definitely don't allow them to lock their rooms and keep awake in the night, because that's where most of the problems take place. Thank you, Doctor, for your time. I appreciate your advice, and we hope our children will do better.
Thank you.